With Karnataka due for elections months from now, it looks like India Inc. is getting knee-deep into politics. In an unprecedented move, corporate leaders from the city have come together to field their own candidates for Bangalore. Backed by the likes of Narayan Murthy and Kiran Majumdar-Shaw, the group is betting on the urban voter to get its candidate through. The big question, will this experiment pay off and set a new trend across the country? Chandra Srikanth finds out.
Bangalore's business elite, credited for putting the city on the global map, are now hoping to influence its politics as well. Prominent Bangaloreans comprising entrepreneurs, retired government officials, athletes and activists have come together to form the Bangalore Political Action Group.
I do not see the same sense of helplessness in solving the problems of the country as I used to see. I believe that this is the right time to wake up and build an aspirational dream and an action plan.
The idea is to select a candidate from any party or even an independent who can best represent the interests of the city. Criteria include an unblemished record and extensive experience in public service.
We want to focus on creating our own vote bank, so to speak. Our own vote bank are the urban educated voters who today are voiceless and don't even exercise their franchise.
The last time an entrepreneur, Captain Gopinath, decided to fight elections, it generated enough excitement. But that did not translate into votes. And civil society movements so far have always started off with huge interest, but failed to sustain the momentum. It remains to be seen if Bangalore's Inc. shot at influencing politics will be replicated by India Inc. or frizzle out. With Chandra R. Srikanth in Bangalore, Simran Gill, ET Now, Mumbai.
And to talk more about that initiative, joining us on Business Tonight this evening is TV Mohandas Pai, someone who's closely associated with that effort. Mr. Pai, thanks for chatting with us on ET Now. Civic and infra issues in Bangalore have been talked about for a while. For years now, you've been talking about it as well. Why now? Are you timing this ahead of the elections in Karnataka, or is it because of some other tipping point, so to say?
Well, the garbage crisis was the turning point. The garbage crisis demonstrated that governance in Bangalore city was broken. The BBMP, the municipal body, was incapable of providing the kind of infrastructure and services that the city required. And the fact that we were looking at an epidemic looming large because of the lack of clearance of garbage, that brought all of us together. And when we analyzed, we found that the root cause of all this bad maintenance is a lack of governance. And that's what forced us to come out with a institution which can hopefully increase governance with the participation of citizens, like the Bangalore Political Action Committee.
All right, whatever good can come of the garbage, all pun intended. But Mohandas Pai, elections are just a few months away. Have you already identified candidates who you will be backing?
Our strategy is to endorse candidates belonging to any political party which meets the criteria for the election. We're going to make a list of the criteria, and the criteria depend upon whether they've got criminal cases for offences against women, criminal cases per se, and whether they've got corruption cases, a track record of public service and winnability. If they meet a criteria which is going to be laid down soon, we will support them from any political party. We are apolitical, we don't support any political party, we only support candidates. We should also part fund their election campaign so that we put money on the table for their election campaign. And this funding is very important, because if citizens do not part fund or fund the election campaign of many candidates, they will raise money from other sources which may not be right. And because they are forced to do so, and they will put the pressure to get what they want. The contractor lobby is waiting there to give money to candidates. And once the candidates take money from them, they'll be at their mercy. So it's very important all of us put our money on the table, fund candidates. Like Obama was funded by the people of America, who believed in his constitution, believed in his policy. So we need people to fund good candidates so they can stand up and behave and work honestly.
So on the funding aspect then, where will the funds come from? Will it be from the members of this political action group, or are you going to replicate the Western model wherein every citizen can, chip in and contribute to campaign funds?
We're going to create a portal where ordinary citizens can contribute their campaign funding for the candidate, not for the political party, but goes towards the candidate fund, which will be controlled by the candidate. Two, we will ask our billionaires in Bangalore, and there are many, many of them, at least the last count I found, maybe 15 to 18 billionaires, some of them are not on the list, to contribute a little bit of money, because good governance ultimately benefits everybody. And that money will go to the candidate up to a certain percentage, the legal limit for expenditure. We can't go beyond the legal limit. We'll also have done a media campaign to support them, and we'll ask people who support BPAC to volunteer for their campaign.
I can't agree more with you as far as good governance affects everybody goes, but the last time an entrepreneur got involved with elections in Bangalore was way back in 2009. Your friend Captain Gopinath unsuccessfully contested as an independent candidate. Does this then at one level prove that success in business perhaps cannot necessarily be translated or replicated with success in politics, and does that somewhere concern and bother you?
Well, I think last time when Captain Gopinath contested the election, yes, we are all enthusiastic. It didn't work because I think the citizens felt that you cannot just jump off the plane and go say, I'm going to contest and I'm your new hero. Because what citizens want is a record of public service. They want a track record. They want you to be around for some period of time before you come and put yourself for election. And they want to be assured that if they elect you, you're going to remain in politics and you're going to give up business. They don't like businessmen who contest elections, I guess, and say that, okay, I'll be a part-time MP, part-time I'll work for you, then I'll go to parliament, because the businessmen who've gone to parliament have not bestowed themselves with glory. They have not performed the job, and everybody knows that. So I guess they want people who are going to look after them full-time. That's a lesson for us.
Fair point. More no doubt, civil society has become more active in the last 2 years. But the trend we see with all these movements is that they start off with great momentum and a big bang, and then slowly interest fizzles out. How will you ensure that your efforts sustain the momentum?
Well, this is a long haul. We think we have to work at it for 10 to 15 years because this is very important for the city of Bangalore, the citizens of Bangalore. Out of 20 people who are involved, all of us are committed that we are going to be around for maybe 10 to 15 years. We're going to give our time, give our money, and going to make it work. We have many, many volunteers, and we want to give it a shot because we have no other option. If we don't do it, we are going to lose. Governance is not going to improve. The garbage clearance is not going to improve. Law and order is not going to improve. The roads are not going to improve. The quality of life will come down, and we are going to suffer, and our children are going to suffer. So I think for our own sake, we have to do it. We are confident. We got a 60-70% probability we'll last the distance, and we'll try our best. Even if we don't last the distance, if our move can inspire a lot of people to be civil activists, to participate in the political process, to demand action from their candidates and their representative, we would have succeeded.
We do hope you last the distance, the whole hog. But N.R. Narayan Murthy coming out and endorsing your effort, how do you really plan to leverage his support? And do you see your group holding a candle not just for Bangalore but for other Indian cities as well? We definitely want to replicate this, say, in a city like Delhi.
Well, for us, Narayan Murthy is an elder statesman. Not elderly, elder statesman, because he's an icon of India, icon of industry. His reputation is impeccable and everybody respects him. He's coming and inaugurating is a testimony to his faith in us, I guess. So we will go to him for advice. We'll seek his advice. We'll request him to participate whenever he's free. We'll request him to guide us, to stand up for what he believes right. He made a fantastic presentation. He's on our web page, and we'll use him. Whether Narayan Murthy will go to other cities depends upon whether citizens of other cities want him to come. As far as we are concerned, we are for Bangalore city alone, and our focus will be Bangalore city alone.